Number 20, Ocean Flip Cup Pour. And I absolutely love it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for joining. Ciao. Wow, I have to tell you, this came out beautifully. Here's a close-up of the cells. And I'm doing something different this time. My description of the colors are going to be at the end of the video so we can get right into the meat of it. And as you can see, I am pouring the colors into the flip cups. And I am pouring the colors on the side of the cup to slowly put them in. If not, they sink into the bottom. So you see how it's nicely just layering and sitting on the top. And I did make sure that all my paints were the same consistency. And a lot of these were hand mixed, guys, so there were a bunch of different blues and blue greens. And what I'm saying there is that I have learned recently, although this came out beautiful, that the cups should not have air at the top, space at the top. They should indeed right to the top of the cup. Here I am putting in the base coat, and as you can see, I've sped this part up because, you know, doing the base coat, filling cups is not the difficult part, and the video would be so much longer otherwise. So it's sped up considerably. And the base coat is a house paint. We're on lockdown and paint is a little hard to get. And you could put a piece of cardboard underneath and flip it that way so that you don't have that overage like I have, all the spilling at the bottom. But I haven't mastered that, and I seem to make more of a mess and I lose my paint, so I do it this way, and really it came out beautifully anyways. But you can see that you get beautiful cells anyways. And at this point I am looking for something that will puncture the top because it does create suction. Another thing that you can do is put the hole in the cup prior to and then tape it, so then it's as quick and simple as just pulling off the tape. I think I saw that at Molly's Artistry, and boy, it made sense. But when I want to paint, I just want to paint. You know what I mean? And so I am going to pick up the cup and gently drag it across the canvas. Now there is a measurement. You take your width, multiply it by your height, divide it by approximately 28, and that is how many ounces you require for that canvas. And you do have to take into consideration that you have a base coat, and that's usually about 30%. But look at the cells. Oh boy, they're beautiful. They are beautiful, and no silicone whatsoever was used in this. And now I am slowly, and I do speed it up later on in the video because once again, it will take too long to show you in real time. But I do move it much slower than is shown later on, and this is about as quick as I go. Now I do want to mention that my base coat is the house paint, 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint, and 1 part to 1.5 parts water. But within the flip cup itself, I used a cloud mixture with behr satin enamel, which you can get at Home Depot. And that's also 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint, a squirt of GAC 800, and a squirt or 2 of Liquitex pouring medium. Because the Decor satin enamel, oh boy, that's like gold right now, and you can't find it even if you tried. And here I am now putting more of my base coat around the 2 areas. And what I'm trying and to go for here is ocean water, and I wanted the movement to be quite evident. I didn't want the 2 areas to join up. That's why I wanted to do a 2 flip cup with that sort of area in the middle. And there I am, putting in more base coat as needed. And just slowly tilting. You want to keep some of those cells, and there are some cloud formations that do show up in the finished piece. And I played with this piece quite a bit, which you'll see. I sped it up. I added a little more paint here and there, and I used the cell activator, which is 5 parts Amsterdam white titanium paint and 5 parts Floetrol. And I put it on the back of a palette knife, and then very gently kind of scrape the top of the paint that I added. And here I am starting to add some paint. Yeah, it was quite a beautiful piece. And I actually got these sort of ridges that you can actually feel in the painting. And I don't know if that was a reaction or because I went over it with the cell activator. I'm still trying to figure out what I did, but boy, that was just added to the effect of water and foaminess, I guess is lack of a better word. And I'm just playing now. And I obviously did not speed this part up, just to show you some parts in real time. And there I am with my messy hair, oops, blowing out some of it. And it's already looking just beautiful. And you know, 24-36 is not huge, but it is a larger canvas than I'm used to playing with. And you really have to move it in such a way so that you have an overall thought process to where you're going. And there I've got a little helper, my son, helping me with the cups, ensuring that you're always fully supported. I did spray this canvas. This is a level 2 canvas, but I sprayed the back of it and blew it dry until it was nice and taut. You hear a drum sound when you do that, and you know your painting is ready. You do not want to have your paint pool in the middle. And here I am with the cell activator. activator. 5 parts Floetrol, 1 part the Amsterdam white titanium, and just put it in one of my painting dishes, because slowly but surely I take everything over in the house and it becomes part of my painting paraphernalia, just like all my clothes are turning into painting clothes. So you'll see me wearing a lot of the same things over and over again. What can you do? But you see, you just gently glide it over, and every time you clean it off before you put it in the painting, and it creates cells as you go. And there I used some of the green. Where do you start? Clearly I'm going, where should I start where this makes sense? And I did want, you know, the white to show up and be prominent amongst the blue layers of paint. So there is an overall plan to what you're doing, but then, you know, the paint has a mind of its own. And as I said there, now it's playtime, and you don't want to see me do the whole thing in real time. My goodness, it would be a 2-hour video, if not longer. Because even after I'm done the video, I continue to play with areas. And it's already looking so beautiful. I mean, the variation in the lines. And it really doesn't look muddy anywhere. It's just paint, guys. Don't be afraid. If an area is not doing something you like, you can always scrape it, even just a section. I've gone in with a paper towel and very gently sopped up some of the part I don't like. Put a little more of your base and get back in there and work it out. I just wanted to say, I hope you're enjoying the channel. I'm hoping that what I'm doing is helping. And I would love if you could comment, like, subscribe, and share. I would love to hear what you have to say about this piece, and I love to get feedback, and I try to reply back to everybody. And there I am checking my sides a minute or two ago, and your sides are so important, and you have to check them all while the painting's wet to make sure that it flows properly off to the side. And there I am. The middle was a little too quiet, so I just wanted a little bit of color there. Not a ton, just a little something something. And always make sure that after you're done playing, you take a popsicle stick, you take your palette knife and scrape the bottom, or else it will drip, and the paint will just continually drip off the side. And always, always, always check for level. You gotta make sure your paint is level. And here I am torching away, and I torched at the beginning as well. And still playing. I'm doing this in my kitchen. As you can see, there's feet walking around behind me all the time. We are in Canada under lockdown, so everybody's home, working from home, and that's all good. As long as we have food and a place to hang our hat and everybody is well, that's all that matters. And here's the close-up, guys. And there's a wonderful variation of color and movement in this piece, and there's some of the clouds, and it continued to change after it was dried as well. And I love the fact that there's some light areas, there's some dark areas, and where I saw fit, I want to put a little bit of the color. It's just a beautiful piece. And yes, I do love it. And even within the white, there's a little bit of shading. It just, you know, it looks like an ocean. And here are my paints I used. There's some Craft Smart, Deco Art, Liquitex Basics, and they're all really Cobalt Blue by Artist Loft, one of my favorites. And this is the Behr Ultra Defense Satin Enamel Paint. And it's my Canadian Tire Easy Flow Basic House Paint. And there's a better shot of the colors that were used. That's a Cobalt Blue. This is a bunch of different blues. There's a couple of greens I hand mixed. I'm going to do a close-up on this green here so you could just see the consistency. And see, it just, it's not really thick. It does leave a tiny mound and then quickly disappears. And I guess I'm showing you again the colors that were used. But really blues, blue greens, and greens, and white. I so hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped you. These are the dried varnished results. And it's so beautiful. There's one of the foamy bits I was talking to you about. Anywho, have a great day. Thanks for joining me. Artistry by Rita. Ciao.